Welcome to another top 10 video. Today we've got the best and worst Star Wars Black Series of 2023. We've got 5 best, 5 worst, 5 honorable mentions, and 5 dishonorable mentions. Let's get to it from a mama's basement far, far away. All right, if you missed my top Marvel Legends of 2023, I went over honorable mentions that are really my dishonorable what's wrong with you Moody mentions, aka the Black Series Moody don't got yet. These were figures I didn't pick up either, waiting for sale, clearance, raw, went hunting, didn't find it, or Walmart. Yeah, it's always about Walmart. Either way, let's take you through it. First one was the Endor Rebel Commando Deluxe. Much like my dishonorable mention for the Marvel Legends The Blob, I was just priced out. $33.99 for a standard looking release. Sure, it's got an alternate head sculpt. Lacking for that price, it should have come with 2 bodies. Next up was the Disney Shop exclusive Doc Ondar. Despite its level of detail, accurate proportions, and accessory set, once again, I was priced out at $44.99. And of course, it'll be sold out forever. Next up, speaking of sold out forever, it's the ARC Trooper 5's Walmart exclusive. Now goes for twice the cost. Yeah, no. Also, did I mention I'm banned from Walmart? Yeah, several times, Moody. And next up is... Yup, I missed your R2-D2. Sorry, even with all your storage accessories, I just hate paying full price for small droids and Ewoks. But I get it's compartmentalized. It's got a lot of cool stuff, so wish I picked it up. Maybe I will soon. And the next one is sort of a dark horse on this list. It's Luthen Rael from Andor. Such a badass. By far the best of the most boring wave of Black Series figures. Now it's time for the worst. Starting off at number 5 in the worst Black Series figures of 2023. Pre Vizsla is stunning to look at. Just one of the best looking face sculpts. He's got one of the coolest helmets. Just awesome. Just the level of detail is really cool. Got the blood scar and everything. Chest protector is dope. Got some pretty awesome high level accessories. This jetpack is super cool. Paint apps on him are really striking. Got some silver shoulder pads and overall, one of the nicest. So how the hell does he end up on a worst list? Well, he's in the old Jango Fett mold. Can't articulate to save his life. Just bad. It's like this is a double knee and it feels like it's gonna snap. Just can't move. This torso is one of the worst. Because of the armor, it doesn't move. You can't do much with him. It's more of a disappointing figure than a bad one. Sadly, my dude Pre Vizsla can't do anything but stand there, fall over, and look pretty doing so. Coming in at number 4, it's Jedi Survivor Cal Kestis. That ain't Cameron Riley Monaghan. How do you go backwards with face scans? I mean, come on. Either way, I know it's crazy because this guy ended up on a lot of top lists, but not for me. But Jedi Survivor was low-key probably my favorite game of 2023. Speaking of standing, at number 3, I've got my dude Magna Guard standing. And he's standing. It's half the battle there, but remember my review with G.I. Joe Classified Helix? The bow leg? Yeah, getting some of that here with the Magna Guard. This is incomprehensible. I mean, sure, boil, pop. He shouldn't have to do that with my figures. I'm sorry, but he is warped to heck. And that's not even half the battle. These shoulder pads fall off just about every time you articulate. Of course, I'm doing the... Oh, no, there you go. I didn't do that on purpose. But yeah, those shoulder pads go flying every time you articulate. At least this left one does. And it's too bad because they're really, really cool looking droid. Awesome little face print art there. I like the articulation is really cool. And actually, I didn't have much of a problem with this Electro Spear. They usually slide off, but with this one, of course, it's going to stay on in this video. And he stands, but just Stands and looks weird doing it, but anyway, yeah, I'm sure he's not gonna stand now. 2.75 out of 5 Magna Guard. Coming in at number 2, I got Morgan Elsbeth from Ahsoka. Zero accessories, zero, nada, nothing. Where are the magic blast effects? Witch hands? She does have a great face scan. Such a shame. 2.5 out of 5. And finally, at number 1, you could consider this gal a 23 or 24 release. Either way, doesn't matter. Is Shin Hati from Ahsoka. Too tall with the longest torso in the galaxy. No cloak, just like her compatriot Balin Skoll. And if any figure needed the resting witch face, it was her. Not the, oh, just happy to be here shin face. Poor girl was just bad all the way around. 2 out of 5. All right, honorable mention time. This was tough, especially since I'm just doing a top 5. This is essentially my top 10. But here we go with honorable mentions. Knights of the Old Republic, Darth Malak. Super dope face print, removable jaw casing. Just do me a favor and don't pop up the head because now it's super loose. The neck pops out. Make sure you pop the casing from the front. Don't pop, like again, once again, but as you can see, what an awesome, incredible face print. I gotta say, Hasbro did an amazing job with a lot of these legends with the face prints, as we'll talk about more of those. But yeah, definitely a shout out. Got cloth goods there. Nice looking paint apps. Pretty decent torso. Not the greatest articulation in the world. Could have used some maybe more cloth here. But overall, Darth Malak, they made him. Got to be thrilled to add him to the collection. On the honorable mentions, it's another Darth. It's Maul. It's Darth Maul, the old master from Battlefront 2. The figure I never knew I needed that the great Mike Case convinced me to get from GameStop. Just an awesome Maul. Arguably the best one yet and will fit right in with your Rebels. Oh yeah, this Maul's pretty sweet. Next up is the Force Unleashed Star Killer. Galen Merrick would have been so much higher on my list had he come with more accessories that were not paywalled with those 2 Stormtroopers for $111. Sorry, didn't want the whole package. This is arguably the best of the face scans. Digging the paint rips, looking good. Galen just made it for 2023. Your mileage may vary as far as where he's going to land on your list or not, but either overall, I'm just glad to get him in the line. Next on the honorable mention list, I got 2 from Ahsoka, Professor Huang. He is the lightsaber constructor droid, and I gotta say, this one surprised me. I initially wasn't even gonna pick him up. Love him on the show, of course, but lots of cool things going on. Not perfect, but a fun little articulated droid backpack there, a helper. Cool detail even on the back of the figure. Got great articulation, stands up pretty easy, feels good in the hand. Cool, just an overall awesome look. The tablet itself is striking with the blue bounced off. And yeah, can't go wrong with Huang. And last but certainly not least is General Hera Syndulla. Yeah, from Ahsoka. Maybe the best female face print in Black Series for 2023. Shout out to Mara Jade on that face sculpt, but the rest of her was a mess. 90s rehash. Almost made my worst list, but check it out. The likeness of Mary Elizabeth Winstead is uncanny. The rest of her, it's like it doesn't even matter just because of how good the face scan is. What a pleasant surprise seeing this in a Target or whatever it was in person, in hand, finding it in the wild. Just awesome as you see reflective goggles. And she's a pilot. You know, the general, she's not going to have a whole lot, but the blaster does look good. It's got some nice paint apps there. So overall, really cool figure. They definitely captured the likeness of her. And best of all, little bunk dunk in the trunk, baby. Speaking of the it's a top 5, and we're here with more Ahsoka. It's Sabine Wren. A surprisingly awesome photo reel capturing Natasha Liu Bordizzo's face. The digital renders and early photography did not do her justice. She also has great articulation, which you'll need as a warrior, Mandalorian, warrior, Jedi, whatever the hell she is. I love Ezra's glowing green saber. It looks awesome. Overall, Sabine is great, super fun to play with, even with the helmet and the colorful blasters. Gotta go 4 out of 5 whiskeys for my girl Sabine. And at number 4, it's more Ahsoka because it's more of what you want, but it's not from the Disney Plus series Ahsoka. It's from the animated series, The Clone Wars. It's Padawan Ahsoka. Such a cute figure. Nailed the animated and a realistic look perfectly. Much better than that attempt on Anakin from that Clone Wars Target cardback thing. But fun, super fun articulation, surprisingly, for this little tiny buck. Maybe the only thing is this force hand doesn't hold the lightsaber too much, but doesn't bother me as much as it should. But just great paint, and there goes the lightsaber. But either way, look, great paint applications all over. It's really so tiny. It felt like she's so light. It felt like there was nothing in that plastic-free packaging. That's why we need the plastic. I thought it was an empty box. I thought someone was messing with me, but no. It's an actually visually stunning Padawan Ahsoka. Just perfection. Awesome, 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 awesome figure. And she comes in at 4.25 at number 4. It's the top 3 and a lot of darkness covering that top 3, probably because I had a worst of. But now it's Dual Zen Darth Vader is a Target exclusive from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just an amazing scene from the show. But we get this amazing new face sculpt. No one expected Hasbro team to pull off such a feat, as you could see. Just horrifying, intense paint in the damage area. Anakin has never been scarier. You even got damaged on the armor plating there. They went the extra mile to give us rips, not only on the soft goods cape, but the soft goods torso cloth underneath too. So it would have been cool to get some battle damage on the back. It looks like there is a little bit, but it's not too intense. So they did a pretty damn good job. You could see a lot of battle worn all over the armor from the legs on. They really did step up, and it's like, oh, we need another Darth Vader, but if you need one alternate Darth Vader, this was it, and also was the return of plastic-free packaging. Definitely has to be mentioned there. So we were thrilled to see this on shelves at Target in the flesh, literally. Gotta go 4.25 out of 5 for Dual Zen Darth Vader. Couple of big boys left over. Number 2, it's the show everybody hated, except me. The Book of Boba Fett, and we get a deluxe black chrysanthemum. Just an excellent gold, washed up rustic paint deco on the harness. We've got the spiked turtle shell shoulder pads, just awesome work. They've got the gold even on the braids and on the back. It stays rustic. You got the gold on the belt and the brass knuckies. Also loving the great paint wash, as you can see, on his upper thighs and face. They didn't quite do it on the back, but that's fine. And yes, his size is quite accurate. He's actually a pretty big boy. There was definitely a mix-up with the comic version, which is basically that Chewbacca repaint, which would have been fine in the comics, but for the show, he definitely stands the correct length. It's been proven. But overall, a superb figure. Black Chrysanthemum is 4.25-4.5 out of 5. And standing tough and tall at number 1 is the biggest of them all, the gaming greats. No longer GameStop exclusive. Star Wars The Old Republic Deluxe Darth Malgus. Fan channel. He is the big bad from SWTOR. He's got that disfigured face from the Battle of Alderaan, and unlike Malak, you can pull the face off, and it's nice and easy. The mask comes off. Just excellent. Giving Scrap Iron a run for his money, but yeah, overall, just superb. So preventing some of his ultimate articulation of these massive shoulder pauldron, that armor, but there is intense detail all over the figure. I mean, especially these awesome Nintendo NES Power Gloves, but minus the knees, which, is just not the greatest articulation on a knee, right? And they're almost like the knee articulation is almost way too low. But otherwise, you can kind of cheat it. You can kind of figure it out and kind of mess with it. It almost looks like they're backwards at times, but it doesn't prevent how insanely awesome this figure is. Could have used an upper thigh swivel there to give it a little more articulation. The only major flaw for me on Malgus is that there's nowhere to place or equip the saber hilt on him at all. So otherwise, just the fact that you can remove his mask, still articulate him with the best of them. He's got a nice soft goods robe and hood and cloak that fits really well on him. I just love it. I'm glad they gave us a lot of these gaming greats legends. So hard to be mad at that. 4.5 whiskeys for number one Malgus. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video with the top 5 worst and top 10 best of Star Wars Black Series for 2023. It's Travis Moody. Want to wish everyone a happy and safe new year, and we'll catch you in the toy aisle. Peace.